When historians search for the earliest recorded gods in human history, two names rise from the clay tablets of ancient Mesopotamia: Apsu and Tiamat. They appear at the very beginning of one of the oldest surviving creation accounts ever written, the Enuma Elish. To understand who they were, we need to understand the world that produced them. Mesopotamia, meaning the land between rivers, developed between the Tigris and Euphrates around 3500 BCE. This region gave birth to the Sumerians, Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians. It is here that writing first emerged in the form of cuneiform, wedge-shaped marks pressed into wet clay. Thousands of these clay tablets have survived. They contain economic records, laws, hymns, royal inscriptions, prayers, and myths. Among them, copies of the Enuma Elish were discovered in the 19th century in the ruined library of the Assyrian king Ashurbanipal in Nineveh. These tablets, written in Akkadian, describe a time before heaven and earth existed. The text opens with a statement that nothing had yet been named. There was no firm ground, no sky, no cities, no humans. There was only water. Apsu is described as the freshwater abyss, the underground sweet water that fed springs, wells, and rivers. In Mesopotamian geography, freshwater literally meant survival. Irrigation canals brought river water to crops. Without fresh water, civilization would collapse. Tiamat is described as the saltwater sea, vast, powerful, and uncontrollable. While Mesopotamian cities were inland, they were still aware of the Persian Gulf and the destructive power of large bodies of water. In the myth, Apsu and Tiamat mingle their waters together. From this mixture, the first generation of younger gods is born. This detail is important. Creation does not happen from nothing. It happens from natural elements already present. Water is the origin of everything. As the younger gods multiply, they become loud and disruptive. The text says their noise disturbs Apsu. He cannot rest. He decides they must be destroyed to restore quiet. This may reflect a deeper Mesopotamian idea. Chaos and conflict are natural parts of existence, even among divine beings. Apsu secretly plans to eliminate the younger gods. However, one of them, Ea, also known as Enki, learns of the plan through magic. Ea casts a spell on Apsu, puts him to sleep, and kills him. This moment is significant in religious history. The first god is not all-powerful. He can be overthrown. Divinity in Mesopotamia is not absolute. It is generational and political. After Apsu's death, Tiamat's role changes dramatically. Originally a mother figure, she becomes furious. She creates a host of terrifying creatures, serpents, dragons, scorpion men, and hybrid beasts. She appoints a new champion, Kingu, to lead her forces. She gives him the Tablet of Destinies, an object that grants supreme authority. This tablet is symbolic. It represents control over fate and cosmic order. The younger gods are terrified of Tiamat. None of them want to face her. Eventually, a storm god named Marduk volunteers, but only on one condition. If he wins, he must be declared king of all gods. The gods agree. Marduk confronts Tiamat in a cosmic battle. He uses wind to trap her, shoots an arrow through her heart, and splits her body in half. From one half, he forms the sky. From the other, the earth. He organizes the cosmos from her remains. This structure, order created from defeated chaos, becomes a foundational idea in Babylonian religion. But what does this tell us historically? First, Apsu and Tiamat were not minor figures. They stand at the beginning of the universe in Mesopotamian thought. Second, the myth reflects the environment. Mesopotamia depended entirely on water management. Rivers could flood unpredictably. Too much water meant destruction, too little meant famine. Freshwater and saltwater were not abstract ideas, they were life and death realities. By personifying these forces, Mesopotamians created a narrative framework to explain natural unpredictability. Now, did people directly worship Apsu and Tiamat? Evidence suggests that they were more primordial principles than personal temple gods. We do not find massive temple complexes dedicated specifically to Tiamat. However, the term Apsu appears in temple architecture. Sacred water basins inside temples symbolize the primeval freshwater abyss. Ritual purification often involved water drawn to represent the Apsu. This indicates that the concept of Apsu was ritually integrated into religious practice. Tiamat's imagery influenced later depictions of chaos monsters in Mesopotamian art. Cylinder seals show gods battling serpent-like beings, echoing the creation story. Another important factor is political theology. The Enuma Elish elevates Marduk, the chief god of Babylon. Many scholars believe the text was composed or edited to legitimize Babylon's political dominance. By portraying Marduk as the hero who defeats the primordial chaos embodied by Tiamat, Babylon justified its supremacy over other city-states. This means Apsu and Tiamat were part of a larger theological system shaped by political power. So how do we know this belief system was real and central to society? Because the evidence is extensive. Multiple copies of the Enuma Elish have been found across different sites and centuries. Temple records document offerings to gods descended from the primordial generation. Royal inscriptions reference divine authority rooted in cosmic order. Ritual texts describe purification rites connected to sacred waters. Artistic depictions show divine combat themes consistent with the myth. This combination of literature, architecture, economic records, and art provides strong historical confirmation. Apsu and Tiamat represent something profound in human thought. They are not moral judges, they are not saviors, they are not creators who speak the world into existence, they are elements. Water in its two fundamental forms, fresh and salt, life-giving and destructive, generative and chaotic. In the earliest written memory of civilization, before heaven had a name and before earth had boundaries, these two forces were imagined as the origin of everything. Whether they were truly the first gods ever believed in, we cannot know. But they are among the first whose names were written down. And that act, pressing symbols into clay nearly 5,000 years ago, is why we still speak their names today. Apsu, Tiamat. At the beginning of recorded religion, at the dawn of written history, where water became divine and chaos became a story. If you made it this far, thank you for traveling back with me to the very beginning of recorded history. From the primordial waters of Apsu and Tiamat to the birth of gods, kings, and civilizations, we've explored how humanity first tried to understand existence itself. These ancient stories are more than myths. They are the earliest echoes of human thought, the first attempts to explain chaos, nature, and creation. And this is only the beginning. On this channel, Beyond Time, we go deeper into the forgotten origins of civilizations, lost beliefs, ancient mysteries, and the stories that shaped humanity. If you enjoy exploring what lies beyond recorded memory, make sure to subscribe to Beyond Time and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next journey. Leave a comment below and tell me what ancient mystery you want to explore next. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay curious and keep looking beyond time.